y'all, I have a ton of new makeup that I am ready to review for y'all. If you are new here, hey, my name is Heather, and I love testing, trying new products. I do a lot of get ready with me's, first impressions, testing new things here on my channel, but I don't ever want to leave you at just testing something for the first, second, third time. I take the new products and I set them to the side so I can keep using them. They do not go into my collection until I have my full thoughts, full review, and that is what I'm here to do. My basket of makeup is full of products. Some of this stuff not good, some of this stuff really good, but I always like to follow up and let you know my full review on these things after I've tried them different ways. The bad stuff I really try to make work for me. Some of this stuff is just mediocre. So I'm gonna tell you all about it. I placed an order for the About Face foundation. This is their Performer foundation, skin focused foundation. I bought the shade M2 Olive and MD1 Olive. I was so excited for this foundation because they had lots of olive undertones, and that's not always easy to find, especially in a foundation that is at the price point that About Face is at. This foundation was under $25, and you know, L'Oreal, Maybelline, all of those foundations are starting to get up to be around the $20 price point, like $17. The new CoverGirl foundation, I believe, was over $20. So like, this is like borderline a drugstore foundation, and I just rarely see olive undertones. So I was super excited for that. I do have an olive warm leaning skin tone, and I have oily skin. I live in a humid place. I'm 36. So as we talk about complexion products, I'll be coming at it with that in mind, right? So I bought this foundation, and the first time I used this, I didn't love it. I used it with like a mattifying primer because it's supposed to be like a light to medium coverage. You know, you can build it. I think it's actually marketed as a medium, but like I knew it was going to be skin-like. So I'm like, with my oily skin, let me use a mattifying primer, something that blurs. I used a primer I know, love, and trust, and I didn't love it. I felt like I had to go in with a lot of product just to get a light coverage because first, it was very sheer. It didn't blend the best, but I'm like, okay, I'll try it again. The next time I tried it, I did use it with a more glowy, hydrating primer, and it went on much better. It looked really beautiful, but let me tell y'all, at about the 4-hour mark, my skin is so oily that I could blind somebody. Like, the light could bounce off my face and blind somebody. And I'm all about like embracing my oily skin. It's what I have. I'm fine with that. I accept that I have oily skin. I know I'm gonna get glowy at the end of the day, but I should not be a grease ball 3 to 4 hours into my day to where oil is just sitting on a heavy layer on my face. So I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I tried it with so many different primers, so many different things, and it's like, okay, it will look beautiful for a few hours and then it's done for, and that makes me sad. I am not gonna trash these. Like, hello, I spent my money on these. What I'm just gonna use these for though is to just color correct any other foundations that I may need. If I have a foundation that just needs a little bit of the right undertone, I'll just put in a little dab of this, kind of mix it to try to like give it that little olive tint. But just wearing it on its own, I'm done with. The past few times that I wore it on its own, I was over it, but I am committed to doing these follow-up reviews, so I forced myself. I also bought this from About Face. This is the, is it just called eyeshadow? Fluid Eye Paint Matte. I have the shade, listen, smell before the rain. Okay, I bought this thinking this would be really cool to layer under shadows. I love using different color eye primers or gel liners or bases and then layering shadows on top. I think it can really like elevate a look. It can be an extra step that can be really fun. So I thought, let me get this to like layer multi-chromes on top of. And while I think that is okay, it does kind of set down. It is matte. It does not really allow you to blend on top of it. So when I would put a shadow on top and then try to blend a little bit so that it wasn't like, you know, harsh lines or anything like that, it didn't really allow things to blend and move, and I don't like that. I need an eye primer that is not overly creamy because hello, you see these deep set eyes and I have oily lids. So I need something that's not too creamy, that's gonna grip the shadow, but I also need to be able to blend on top because it's eyeshadow. It needs to be blended. So not the worst, but I don't love it. Okay, it's been a long time since I tried this on my channel and I really like this, but I just haven't reached for it enough because I feel like I'm testing new foundations, new concealers, new this, new that I bought the Fenty Ease Drop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer in Honey Citrine. And I wasn't able to test it quickly, but I finally have my full thoughts together and I enjoy this. So this is like it's exactly that. It's a glow enhancer. You can mix it with your foundation. I usually like to put this under foundation, kind of on the perimeter of my face to give my skin a little extra glow if I'm gonna go in with like a more matte foundation. It's really pretty. It's not like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter or anything like that. It's a little more thin than that. It really is something more to mix or to layer under. I wouldn't wear it by itself like I made the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I like to use it under or with, but I really like this formula. I had a feeling I would because I really like the Ease Drop Skin Tint. Like, I don't really like it. I absolutely love it. Same with Fenty. I bought their We're Even Hydrating Long Wear Concealer. I bought this shade 295W. So I believe this is like warm olive undertone. It is pretty light, so it does give me some brightening. I've used this in a few videos, and overall, I like it. I don't love it. Is it my favorite concealer? No. Is it a bad concealer? No. I'm still going to use it. I would say my favorite concealers are the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. Like, those are more favorites. The Dior Concealer, the Makeup Revolution IRL. This one is more thin than that, and I knew it was going to be more like medium coverage. And it is, and it's pretty. It's just not the fave. If I'm comparing it to another formula, I would say it's kind of like the Tower 28 in that it does give you some hydration. It's not super matte. It's just not as good as the Tower 28. I feel like the Tower 28 sets down a little bit more. But if you like a concealer that's more creamy than the Tower 28, this could be your girl. Another older product I bought is the Patrick Ta She's Sculpted Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. So I really like this type of formula from Patrick Ta, where he has the cream and powder blush. I really like that. And I know I don't love a cool tone contour. I would rather just bronze up my face. But I was so curious to try more from the line, so I bought this. And for me, this is good, not great. I like it, I don't love it. If it disappeared from my collection, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I'm running to Sephora to repurchase another. But I do reach for it time to time, and I will keep it around in my collection to reach for it from time to time. But it's just not overly amazing. Like the cream is cool, so I did know that going into it, that this is a contour, so it is going to be more cool toned. The powder, the undertone is okay for me. Like I said, I will use it. It's just not going to be like a favorite status. We'll talk about Saie blushes though. Here are just a few. Why did I sleep on these? Saie sent me their liquid blushes. And they launched some new shades. Here, like I said, these are just a few of the Dew liquid blush. I was hesitant and never really interested in those because of the Dew name. I'm thinking like Dew blush. They're gonna be so glowy, like my oily skin's not gonna like it. I was thinking in my mind, sticky. Like I said, I like to glow, so I don't know why I let that deter me. But when I tried these, I have fallen in love. They are so effortless. They are not too pigmented, but they are not too sheer. They give enough color. They give enough time for me to work with them. They're effortless. They're pigmented enough that I can put them like under powder, and then by the time I powder my face and everything, I can still see the blush through, but they're not so pigmented that I'm like having a heart attack trying to get some pigment off my face because it's too much. Like they're perfect. I cannot think of a single way to improve them. And I really like the brush that goes with it. Do I think you need this brush to blend out the Saie blushes? No, you don't. But it is a great brush. I have used it, washed it, used it, washed it, used it, washed it. It's kept its shape. It's soft. It's cute. If you are in the market for a brush and you are wondering about this one, I really like it and I keep using it. But the blushes, I cannot say enough good things. Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer Collection. I did buy the full Dreamer Collection. I do not have any eyeshadow palettes in this video. I'm going to eventually do a palette ranking following up with that. But of course I love Unearthly eyeshadows. Like, you know this. Right. We all get that. This highlighter palette though is super beautiful. I really like this formula. Low light highlighter formula is not this. These are kind of more smooth, a little less intense, a little more lit from within. Very beautiful though. I do have, like I said, videos using all of this stuff on my channel if you want to check it out. I'm really happy with my purchase. I don't know that this will be coming back, so I won't spend too much time talking on that. But in the Dreamer collection, they did launch 4 new like bullet lipsticks, and I do believe they're going to be launching this formula in the future, so I did want to touch on this. These are all like satin-like lipsticks, not too matte. I don't know if they were marketed as matte, but they're not like dry. They definitely have just a little bit of sheen to them. Really beautiful colors, cute component, magnetic component. I like a magnet, but very comfortable on the lips. I do have a video like lip swatching those. I really liked all the shades, and if Unearthly decides to make more shades in that formula, which I think they are, they've been kind of like hinting on their socials that they're gonna do that. So I'll definitely buy some more shades because I really like that formula. Let's talk about a few things from Glamlite. I actually placed an order and bought the lip oil from Glamlite. This was part of their Nightmare on Elm Street collection. It's fine. I don't love it. I like my lip products to have a scent, and I couldn't really smell anything in this lip oil. So I would love in the future if Glamlite does lip oils. I like the formula. It's thin, it feels hydrating, it's nice, but I would like for them to add a scent in that would take it from like fine to great for me. So not bad, just I wish it had a scent. I did have the Strawberry Lip Care Duo also. This was gifted to me, and like, I don't know, maybe you don't even need my follow-up on this because it's the Glamlite formula. I have so many of these I love, but I am a fan of strawberry. Like, that's one of my favorite flavors. So I'm super happy to have that and have been using that. Like it stays within arm's reach of me. It's not even in the to review basket because I am always putting it on. The Betty Boop mascara, Boopalicious Full Volume Mascara. This is not a bad mascara. It's not for me. It does not say it's a tubing mascara on their site, but I feel like this is a tubing mascara. When it comes off in like those sheets that I don't like. I just don't like that. It feels very gross to me. I know a lot of people love it, so I am not here to yuck anybody's yum. If you love it, I love it for you, but it's not for me. I've used it. I think it looks fine. it's just, it's not the one for me. It's not the one for me. Mascaras can be tricky. Now, the Betty Boop Lash, I don't even know how many times I've worn these. Like, I keep wearing these and putting them back in. I keep wearing these and putting them back because I love those lashes so much. Something about the wispiness and the shape, they work for me. They work for me. The lip duo, though, from the Betty Boop collection, I need Glamlite to bring out so many more shades in this formula. The lipstick, incredibly beautiful. The lip liner, incredibly beautiful. It's a gorgeous Betty Boop red. I keep mine in this packaging because I think it's so cute. And I'm like, it's not that hard to take it out and put it back in. But the lipstick is such a comfortable matte. I can wear it all day, and at the end of the day, it still looks nice. Like, I can eat something like salad with a lot of dressing. I can drink my Coke Zero all day, and it is still gonna stay in place and actually look nice. I am begging Glamlite to just make that lip formula permanent and bring us 1,000 colors. Sell them in duos like that. I don't care. I'm obsessed. I have a fragrance from Fleur. This is the Mood Ring. I bought this fragrance and I really like Fleur scents. I did order the new like strawberry scent. I like this. This to me is like florals, but not elderly florals. Florals that are young and fresh, but still very floral. I did buy the travel size and I don't regret my purchase, but it's definitely not one that I'm like, oh, I should have bought the big one. This is enough for me. This is enough to be like, I would like to wear some florals, you know, and it's like young and hip florals. I like it. Not a new favorite for me. Definitely not beating out Tangerine Boy and Father Figure for me. Ilia also sent me some products to test. I did make some content with these. I'm trying to think though if they're here on YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts only lets you be 60 seconds, so sometimes I'm just not able to take like my Instagram or TikTok stuff and put it here, but these are very beautiful. If you are looking for like very sheer type of products, that's what these are. So I have the Cosmic Dancer multi-stick and the Lady Bird multi-stick. So blush and a highlight, very beautiful, very subtle. I can definitely build up the blush if I want to. If I want to make it a little more impactful, I can do that, but just very easy and effortless. If you've been wanting to try some cream products, but maybe you're scared that they're gonna be too intense and you're not gonna be able to work with them, or they're just gonna look like a stripe on your face, I would definitely recommend that you look at these from Ilia because they're kind of error proof. Like, I can put on a little or a lot and I'm still gonna have like a very effortless, not too pigmented type of look, you know? Like, that's more what those products from Ilia are about. I also tried the Face Milk Moisturizer. I love that for the daytime. It is like a thin but hydrating moisturizer. If you have oily skin and you don't like to have a heavy moisturizer in the day, you just want something very light that's gonna give you some moisture, I really like it. I've been using it every day and really, really enjoying it. I'm so happy I got to try that because I don't know if that's a product that I would necessarily like be interested in if I didn't know how good it was. All right, y'all, those are all the speed reviews. That is everything we have to talk about today. I hope you enjoy this. I know, like, testing new makeup can be so fun, but I never want to leave you there. I like to follow up. To me, it is very important to give you my full reviews, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Not just the favorites, not just the worst stuff, but the stuff that, you know, it's fine. I want to follow up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any of my future content. I will, of course, link everything that I talked about down below in the description box. This makeup look is using Tina's collab with Odin's Eye. I did film that. If you would like to check out my most recent Odin's Eye video, all the makeup details will be there. Thank you again for watching. Bye!